What happens when a king betrays his powerful witch wife? He learns that her heartbreak is a curse that can bury him alive. This is the story of King Henry, who made the biggest mistake of his life. In a very big and beautiful part of Nigeria, there was a powerful king named Henry. King Henry was rich and handsome. Everyone in the land loved him. He lived in a shining palace with his wife, Queen Melissa. But Queen Melissa was not like other women. She was a quiet woman who knew the old ways of the land. She knew how to talk to the wind and understand the language of the animals. People whispered that she was a witch, but they said it with respect, not fear. They knew her power helped keep the kingdom safe and full of good harvests. King Henry loved the attention from his people. He loved the way the young women would look at him with dreamy eyes. Queen Melissa saw this, but she said nothing. She loved her husband. One day, she looked into his eyes and said, "Henry, my love for you is as deep as the earth. But know this, my heart is not a toy. If you ever break it, the earth itself will feel my sadness." Henry laughed and kissed her forehead. "My dear Melissa, you are my only queen. I would never do such a thing." But his words were not true. King Henry had a secret. On his trips to a nearby village, he would visit a very beautiful and kind woman named Olivia. Olivia was sweet and simple. She did not know he was the king, for he always wore simple clothes when he visited her. He told her his name was Kenny, a traveling trader. Olivia fell in love with Kenny, and he enjoyed the feeling of being loved for who he was, not for his crown. One sunny afternoon, Queen Melissa was in her sacred garden, talking to her spirit guides, a family of wise blackbirds. Suddenly, one of the birds flew down and dropped a shiny object at her feet. It was a golden bracelet, one she had never seen before. It was beautiful, but it felt wrong. She held the bracelet in her hands and closed her eyes. A vision flashed in her mind. She saw her husband, Henry, but he was dressed like a common man. He was laughing with a beautiful woman, Olivia. She saw him putting this very bracelet on Olivia's wrist. Melissa's eyes snapped open. Her heart, which was once full of love, now felt like a heavy stone in her chest. She did not scream or cry. A cold, quiet anger filled her. She went to the palace and stood before King Henry. He was counting his gold coins. "Henry," she said, her voice calm but sharp like a knife. "How is Olivia?" Henry froze. The gold coins slipped from his hands and clattered on the floor. His face turned pale. "And Melissa? I don't know any Olivia." Queen Melissa held up the golden bracelet. "The earth tells me everything, Henry. The birds are my eyes. The wind is my messenger. You have broken my heart. You have broken your promise." King Henry fell to his knees. "I am sorry. It was a mistake. It meant nothing." But Melissa was not listening. "You have planted a seed of lies," she said. "Now you will reap the harvest of sorrow." The next day, Queen Melissa called all the palace guards and the village elders. Her face was serious. She announced that the gods of the land were angry. She said a great sickness was coming to the kingdom because someone had been dishonest. "The only way to save our land," she declared, "is to perform an ancient ritual. A powerful person must be chosen to go underground for 3 days. This person will pray to the earth to take away the sickness. It is a great sacrifice for a great king." She looked straight at King Henry. "My king, you are the most powerful of us all. Only you can do this to save your people." King Henry was terrified. He knew this was her punishment. He wanted to shout, "No! She is doing this because I cheated." But he could not. If he told the truth, the people would lose all respect for him. He was trapped. The people cheered. "Yes! Our great king will save us!" they shouted. Henry had to agree. He thought, "It is only for 3 days. She will forgive me by then." She loves me. But he was wrong. The whole kingdom gathered in the main square. A deep hole had been dug in the ground. It was as deep as 3 tall men standing on each other's shoulders. Next to the hole was a beautiful, strong wooden box. It had air holes at the top. Queen Melissa, dressed in white and red robes, stood by the hole. Her eyes were dry, but her heart was crying a river of tears inside. King Henry, dressed in royal clothes, was led to the box. He was shaking. He leaned close to Melissa and whispered, "Melissa, please. I beg you. Forgive me. Do not do this." Melissa looked at him, and for a second, he saw the love she once had for him. But then it was gone, replaced by cold stone. "You made your choice, Henry," she whispered back. "Now you must live with it. Or should I say, lie with it." He was forced to lie down inside the wooden box. It was comfortable, with soft cushions, but it was still a box that was going underground. Melissa placed a gourd of water and a small basket of fruit next to him. "For your journey," she said. Then, she closed the lid. The world went dark for Henry. He heard the sound of hammers as the lid was nailed shut. Bang! 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 Each bang felt like a nail in his own heart. Then, he felt the box being lifted and lowered into the deep, dark hole. He could see little spots of light through the air holes. He heard the sound of soil hitting the top of the box. Thud. 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 It was the most frightening sound he had ever heard. Dirt covered the box, then the entire hole. The world above him went quiet. He was buried alive. Up above, the people began to sing and dance, praising their king's bravery. They went back to their homes, happy that the sickness was gone. But one person stayed behind. It was Olivia. She had come to the main town to sell her baskets, and had seen the whole thing. She was crying. She loved Kenny, not knowing he was the king. She saw the queen standing alone, looking at the fresh patch of earth. Olivia ran to her. "My queen!" she cried. "Why did you bury that poor man? It is so sad." Queen Melissa turned and looked at Olivia. She saw the genuine sadness in her eyes. She saw that Olivia was a good person, tricked by a selfish king. "Olivia," the queen said softly, "do you know who that man in the ground is?" Olivia shook her head. "No. But no one deserves to be buried alive." "That man," Melissa said, "is the man you know as Kenny." Olivia's hands flew to her mouth. "No! Kenny? But why? His real name is King Henry," Melissa explained, her voice steady. "He is my husband. He lied to you, and he lied to me." Olivia was shocked. She felt her own heart break. The man she loved was a liar and a king, and now he was buried alive because of her. She fell to her knees, sobbing. "I am so sorry, my queen. I did not know. I would never have, if I had known he was your husband." Melissa looked down at the crying girl. Her anger towards Olivia melted away. She saw that they were both victims of Henry's lies. "Do not cry for him," Melissa said, helping Olivia to her feet. "He played with both our hearts. He is not suffering for your love, he is paying for his lies." Back in the dark box, King Henry was terrified. He drank a little water and ate a piece of fruit. He could not tell if it was day or night. He had never been so alone. He thought about his life. He thought about Melissa's love and how he had thrown it away for a little fun. He thought about Olivia and how he had lied to an innocent woman. He felt a deep, deep regret. Meanwhile, above ground, Olivia could not sleep. The thought of Kenny, Henry, suffering underground was too much for her kind heart. She did not love him anymore, for the lie had killed her love, but she did not want him to die. On the second day, she went back to the burial site. To her surprise, Queen Melissa was there, sitting on the ground, talking softly to the earth. "Queen Melissa," Olivia said bravely. Please, you must let him out. He has learned his lesson. I know he has. Please do not let him die. Melissa looked up. Her eyes were red from crying. I know, she whispered. I cannot let him die. My anger is great, but my love was greater. I was going to let him out tomorrow morning. But what if it is too late? Olivia cried. What if he has no air or water left? A fear struck both women. They had not checked on him. Melissa's plan was always to let him out after 3 days, to teach him a lesson, not to kill him. But what if something had gone wrong? We must dig him up now, Melissa said, her voice filled with sudden panic. There were no guards or people around. So, Queen Melissa and Olivia, 2 women who should have been enemies, started to dig with their bare hands. They scratched at the hard earth, their hands becoming dirty and sore. They did not stop. They dug for what felt like hours. Finally, Olivia's hand hit something hard. The box, she shouted. They cleared the dirt from the top of the box. The air holes were clogged with mud. Melissa's heart sank. She cleaned them quickly. Henry! She shouted, knocking on the lid. Henry, can you hear me? There was no sound from inside. Tears streamed down Melissa's face. We need to break it open. Help me! They found a big rock and together, they lifted it high and slammed it against the lid of the box. Crack! The wood splintered. They hit it again and again until the lid broke open. They peered inside, their hearts pounding. King Henry was lying there, very still. His eyes were closed. Olivia screamed. But Melissa reached in and touched his face. It was warm. Henry's eyes fluttered open. He was weak and very thirsty, but he was alive. He looked at the 2 faces looking down at him, his wife and the woman he cheated with, both working together to save his life. He felt a shame deeper than the hole he was in. Melissa. Olivia. He whispered, his voice rough. I am so sorry. The guards, hearing the noise, came running. They helped pull the weak king out of the box. King Henry stood on shaky legs, supported by his guards. He looked at his people who had now gathered around. He knew he had to tell the truth. My people, he said, his voice loud and clear. The queen did not lie. The gods were angry. But the sickness was not in the land. The sickness was in my heart. I was dishonest. I lied to my queen, my wonderful Melissa. I lied to an innocent woman, Olivia. I was buried alive for my sins, and it has made me see the light. I do not deserve to be your king. The people were shocked. They whispered among themselves. But then, a wise elder stepped forward. A king who can admit his fault is a truly great king. You have suffered your punishment. We forgive you. King Henry turned to Melissa. My queen, can you ever forgive me? Melissa looked at him, then at Olivia. She saw the truth in his eyes. The lying king was gone. I forgive you, Henry, she said. But our marriage is like this broken box. It cannot be fixed. I must leave this palace and find my own peace. Henry nodded, his head bowed in sadness. He understood. Melissa then turned to Olivia. And you, Olivia, you have a kind heart. This kingdom is a better place with you in it. She then turned and walked away into the forest to live a life of peace. King Henry ruled for many more years, but he never married again. He became a wise and fair king, always remembering the lesson from the earth. Olivia stayed in the kingdom, and Henry made sure she and her family were always taken care of, not out of love, but out of respect for her kindness. This story teaches us that lies are like seeds. When you plant a lie, it will grow into a big tree of trouble and sadness. Always be honest and true to the people who love you. A cheating heart does not just break one person. It can break many hearts and cause great pain for everyone. What do you think happened to Queen Melissa? Did she find happiness? Let us know in the comments. If this story touched your heart and taught you something, please like and share it with your friends and family.